9:28 a.m. news and views on Salam Media, and I am now going to be joined by Ahmed, Munzoor, Shaik, Emam, leader of the NFP in Parliament. Salaam alaikum to you. Welcome to the program. Always a pleasure to have you on air.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and shukran for having me on the air. Very warm morning in Gauteng, just landed from Limpopo province, where we've been to conduct some oversight on the police stations and, of course, some challenges that police stations are having, particularly with construction at a high level of construction.
Okay, with due respect to you, I'm going to read out something from a press release. And of course, I was a bit surprised and shocked. I didn't realize that this is the state of play in the NFP, but you can then respond. And I quote, the embattled National Freedom Party has been given until the 24th of March next year to deal with intense factionalism and elect a new leadership or face being banned from contesting the 2024 elections. That sounds pretty serious and pretty damning. What exactly is going on here, Ahmed?
All right. Yeah. Shukran for that. This is common news in the media for a long
Okay,
time.
your line, I'm sorry. Your line is very bad. You just want to move around or something, please? I can't hear you.
No, I'm traveling in a car to the Kurtuba Conference Center.
Okay.
The conference that's taking place, but I'll try my best on this. Yeah. Well, first of all, our problem started a long time ago. It started in 2016 when we were actually sabotaged, and our treasurer then did not pay our registration fee. When we started in 2011, we did exceptionally well, ending up with 227 councillors, mayors, speakers, 6 municipalities. We won outright. The Zululand district we were governing, 19 others we were co-governing. And then, of course, in 2016, we were sabotaged by our treasurer. Even though the night before he gave me an assurance that he had paid the registration for the entire country, that disappeared from that day. Only recently did we find out that he was paid approximately 7 million rand to sabotage us. But be that as it that meant we lost all our municipalities, all our councillors, all lost their jobs. And then you can imagine all were now scrambling for what little positions we got in 2014. And aggravating circumstances again, my president, former president, turned ill, had a massive stroke. Of course, they've got their own opinion as to what went wrong. But, she had a massive stroke and then she was not able to speak. She was not able to write until her untimely death. So that is where all our problems started. Now, remember that when the NFP were in power, our opposition were running 37 municipalities. When we came in, they ended up with 2. We've been the target ever since then. And currently what is happening, so that has caused instability, infighting between them. There are organizations and political parties that are pumping a lot of money into the NFP, funding one faction against the other, dividing the divide and rule policy. If you ask yourselves, in court every week, who is paying these legal fees? Where is these millions of rands in legal fees that come from? But be that as it may, it continues. You saw some of our councillors getting killed. Why did they get killed? Because we took over Nongoma. We were about to take over Zululand. They killed our councillors so that we don't take over those municipalities. If you listen to the Minister of Police, he is saying that there are internal fights that also contributing. So there are people internally colluding with the opposition. And we've got evidence to that effect. And this is some of the things that's given rise. Currently, they're trying to have unlawful conferences, even though I call them one of the finest systems, so you can't manipulate it. It doesn't suit people, so they decide to go out of it. If you look at the settlement agreement in 2019, my leader made me the national PLC member responsible to the IEC. IEC should only be talking to me, but IEC chooses to talk to anybody and everybody. On the issue of the financials are up to date, absolutely all in order. But every year when you submit your financials, you have to submit a Section 9, which tells you who the leadership is and who is responsible. And now the both factions are fighting each other. Both factions want power and control. I find myself in the middle of it because I don't believe in factionalism. Be that as it may, I can assure you that if there is an alternative, which will be announced shortly, and so we will be on the ballot paper one way or the other. I think the IEC should also take, and that is why I've suggested IEC should have a conflict resolution committee. If parties can't sort the problems out, you must shut them down. No point in them wasting taxpayers' money running to court and through corruption and things when they got a mandate. If you can't sort your own problems out, how can you go and govern? How are you going to go and serve the interests of the people? And I can tell you, if you remember not long ago, there's been an article of a service provider threatening to liquidate us. Same service provider that's now talking about liquidating the ANC. Question is, why does he not want to liquidate us anymore? What happened? Suddenly he's gone very quiet. Let's look deeper into it and you'll see why he does not want to. That's perhaps all going to come out shortly. So yes, these are the problems. The infighting continues. I've tried everything. I brought them together in 2019. We put an agreement. The moment the agreement was concluded, the elections were over. They tried to remove people that were legitimately elected and were on the list. That's where the problem started. It continues up to today. So they find themselves in a very difficult position, and no matter how much you try to mediate, I've brought in an advocate, Michael Chembu, to mediate, to find common ground. That even failed with them. So, it's either this is the unfortunate thing about politics, and particularly KZM. If I don't get what I want, nobody must get it, even if I destroy the entire organization. But rest assured, I'm not sitting back and doing nothing about it. There is a plan, and you will hear about it shortly in the next couple of days. But one thing I will make sure that there is NFP. The name NFP will be on the ballot paper.
Okay, let's look at this other issue. We understand that the IEC is also withholding more than 6 million rands of the allowance to you, the NFP, which it and other parties represented in Parliament receive. And due to its failure to submit, as you've indicated to us, the financial statements on time, this indicates another result of the factionalism, which, as you've also said, flared up in the death in 2021 of the NFP founding president. Are you not afraid that these type of issues are going to be ongoing? Is there not a way to sit down and resolve this for once and for all? Or is it really about greedy politicians, councillors, etc., wanting a piece of the pie, and that is why they get involved in these nefarious activities?
Greed, absolutely, you are correct in every aspect. It's greed, it's selfishness, it's power. Even if you can't read and write, you want the power. Unfortunately, you have greater support if you do the wrong thing. If you do the right thing, you have more enemies. Now, on the issue of the financial
Okay, I'm
mind.
sorry, Ahmed, Munzoor, Sheikh,
Can you
Emam. The line is terrible. I think we're going to have to hold this.
hear me now?
Okay, let's
You hear me
see if
now?
we can. All right, see if we can talk some more.
Right. As far as the financials are concerned, I'm the national treasurer currently of the party. Everything is up to date, ready from 2021 already to submit. You cannot submit the financials because they want the Section 9. You can't submit the Section 9 because they don't agree who must be on that section.
Okay, I'm going to have to leave it there. The line is terrible. We'll have to get you back tomorrow in the week to talk some more. I do apologize for that. This is a very important discussion, and we can't have it on such a bad line. I'm sorry. We'll talk again.
Okay.
Jazakallah for your time.
Exactly.